How do we balance emotional reactions with Colourpuncture? Emotional reactions we can encounter when we do our Colourpuncture treatment. We can see emotional reactions as soon as our patient coming through the door. They are either in tears or they are very, very emotional. Or sometimes it could occur mid-session when as a reaction to a particular memory or particular emotion which or association which can be present for a particular treatment. So if you are a new student of Colourpuncture, you probably don't know this very simple, very easy, very quick, very beautiful, and very forgotten treatment. If you are trained from older school of Colourpuncture, you probably know this treatment. But I would like also to talk not just what it is, but how to do it, when to do it, and why we're actually doing it. So you understand background a little bit better, because I feel this is important when we consider Colourpuncture as a part of a bigger family of natural therapies. So we are talking here about rose color, soul spirit rose color on a little finger. So all we do as for the treatment, we put rose color in the center of little fingers. If you're doing it for yourself, obviously relax your hand, both hands, hand which is receiving the treatment and hand which is giving the treatment. I'm talking so I cannot put it, but I want you to see how it is done. So it is very, very simple. And you can hold rose color left side and then right side for anything from 5 seconds to 30 seconds. It will depend on emotional state of your patient, or if you do it for yourself, then you will feel the effect of it. So we're doing left hand and then right hand. So first of all, when would we use color rose on little fingers? Anytime somebody comes and they are in emotional upset, we need to calm them down first, and then we can proceed with the treatment which we plan. So, for example, somebody comes to improve their immune functioning or to resolve mother-father conflict, or they're coming for their prenatals. They could be coming for the endocrine balancing treatment, for something which you planned, for something which is obvious, something which is needed, but they are emotionally upset. So remember the first rule: when if somebody comes in any kind of acute state, either pain or acute condition, cold, any inflammatory condition, or they come in emotional upset, we need to calm down the reaction first. So this is a beautiful way to start the treatment, because not only you will calm down emotional reactions, but you can actually center the patient and they can start articulate better. On a practical level, how it works, I'm going to do it on a right hand side so we don't forget that it is done on both hands. On a practical level, how it works, patient comes, they sit down, you start talking, you give them some tea or some water, depending on the season. They start talking and they start either crying or they cannot quite articulate what it is that is bothering them or what it is that is a problem. Very often they just start crying or they just start talking a lot, but there is very little information which you can extract from this in terms of therapy. So what I do in this situation, I would reach straight away for rose color, and it doesn't matter what session it is, what patient it is. It works for absolutely everyone. This is a really gentle treatment. It works primarily on our heart, on our emotional heart and physical heart, but here we're talking more about emotional heart. And so it's good for everyone. It's good for any situation as an opening treatment when somebody is upset. So what happens? So first of all, obviously, I'm putting very often, I'm just putting a pillow, I'm sitting next to them, and I'm putting a pillow between me and the patient. I'm putting their left hand on a pillow first. I'm doing it on the left-hand side. And then the same, I'm doing it on the right-hand side. As I'm doing rose color on the little fingers, what I see, first of all, people start to breathe. They start to relax. They stop crying, or they stop being emotionally upset. And the second, they actually start talking and articulating themselves and the problem much better. their speech becoming much clearer, and so you can understand what is happening, and they can understand also as well, because sometimes people are just upset. They upset without understanding what it is and why this is happening. So this is a really, really gentle, fantastic tool, and as I said, it's forgotten, it's not in our training anymore, but this is ancient tool. I used it a lot, and this is probably the first balancing tool of Colourpuncture which I learned over the years, and it helped me so much with myself, but with my patients as well, a lot. And also sometimes when I worked in the clinic, it could help with somebody else's patient. If somebody else coming for to another therapist for massage or reflexology for kind of a body session, and they're emotionally upset, very often this was a quick tool that I would do for people in the situation for other therapists. So it's really, really beautiful. So when we do this and why? So first of all, rose is a color of the spirit. This is color of our very, very core. So by definition, what it does, it brings us back to our core, to our center, to our heart, and we are more centered, and also we are more grounded. In various therapy traditions and systems, this area, little finger, relates to different things. So for example, in acupuncture, we have heart 9 point and small intestine 1 point. So we have two end points, beginning of meridian and end of meridian here. And when we do rose light on little finger, it accesses both, because obviously the energy here is very, very shallow. Energy of in acupuncture meridian, chi is very shallow. So we can perfectly access it from both sides with our rose on little fingers. Heart, small intestine points, this couple of points, they help with anxiety, they help with panic attacks, they help with fainting, loss of consciousness. Please do be responsible here, and if situation seems very serious, then you need to call ambulance first, and then you can do something if if you're so trained with rose color. Those are emergency point in acupuncture, but obviously if you're not trained as an acupuncturist, you don't quite know how to use them. But this is for you to know how we use them in acupuncture. And they are also used for more serious heart diseases and more serious condition with brain, but those require more specialized training and medical attention very often. So be responsible, recognize your limitations, as we talked about last week, and call for help. So in different other systems, for example, reflexology systems, in several, not just hand reflexology, but in several other natural therapies, this area, both fingers, this broadly relates to the brain, head, and brain. In balance method acupuncture, this area also relates to the brain and head, and it relates more specifically to this kind of, this particular finger, not the other, but this particular finger, more broadly relates to this area, which we know from Colourpuncture is the limbic system area. So this is yet another indication how we use it, because this is indirect way to treat our limbic system. And also by reverse mirror, and again in different other systems of natural medicine, this is also relates to sacral chakra, and this is relates to very base of our body. So this way it helps grounding. So it helps emotional heart, it helps the brain, it helps grounding. It's really, really useful treatment. This treatment, I would say, is non-specific, so you can use it in many situations. We have some specific balancing reaction treatment Colourpuncture. So, for example, this is more advanced. From more advanced Colourpuncture, if we are treating, for whatever reason, we are choosing to treat so-called centers and shadow centers on our head, and if you have any reactions from those, then we are treating reaction, balancing reaction specifically with set of points on our palms and on the sole of our feet. This is specific. Same for reactions, any reaction which come after treatments for breasts, for any situation, any condition, any stages of any situation with breasts. Again, we have a set amount of points. This is advanced acupuncture, so you can refer to your manual. And obviously, there are other ways to balance reactions. There are beautiful triangles, triangle on the face, several of them which help balance, say, emotion and reason, this kind of thing. And they use specifically, but I would say that rose on little finger is the best way to start, because it covers so much. It's so simple. There are no contraindications as such. And also on a practical level, when somebody is in a deep emotional upset, it's quite easy usually to reach for their little fingers. It's not so easy to do triangle on the face, for example, which obviously, especially if they're moving and things like that. So I hope it helps. And we're going to cover more points for balancing reactions, but this is a great start. So good luck with your Colourpuncture. Any questions, let me know. And try rows on little fingers. I hope it will work for you.